Black Myth Wukong is one of the most visually stunning games I've played in years. If you want a game that just radiates style and atmosphere, this one delivers right from the first cutscene. The art direction is jaw-dropping, with ancient China rendered in lush detail. Every temple, foggy forest, and hellish boss arena feels handcrafted. It's honestly a game you can pause at almost any moment and take a screenshot worthy of being your desktop wallpaper. But the graphics aren't just window dressing. They're there to support a story that's rooted in one of the most famous epics ever written, Journey to the West. The game tells this myth with real cinematic ambition. Each of the 6 chapters ends with a gorgeous, fully animated cutscene that doesn't just look good, but actually hits hard emotionally. There are some genuinely tragic or chilling moments that I didn't expect. The characters you meet are weird, fascinating, and sometimes unsettling in true Chinese mythological fashion. This isn't some sanitized Western take with random diversity checkboxes thrown in. It's very deliberately faithful to its source material, with monsters, demons, and spirits ripped right out of centuries-old tales. If you're a fan of the Monkey King's legend, this game is basically a playable love letter to that world. Now let's talk about combat, because that's where Black Myth Wukong tries to set itself apart, and where it might lose some players entirely. At first, it feels pretty simple. You have your staff attacks, a few spells, and you can dodge. Pretty standard. But give it time because it expands dramatically. You unlock multiple stances with unique moves and counterattacks, and spells that can transform you into bosses you've defeated so you can use their powers. That's not just a gimmick either, it actually matters tactically. What's really clever is the upgrade system. Each stance and spell has its own skill tree, and unlike a lot of games that punish you for experimenting, here you can reset your builds for free. If a boss is kicking your ass because you're using the wrong stance, you can just respec and try again. It's a smart, flexible system that actually encourages experimentation. But don't let that fool you into thinking it's forgiving. This is a Souls-like game in all but name. Bosses are the stars of the show here, and they do not hold back. Early fights are manageable, but as you get deeper in, the bosses get wild. Some can learn from your moves and adapt their attack patterns, punishing you if you spam one strategy too much. It's genuinely impressive design, but also where frustration can set in. A lot of people complain that bosses have bloated health bars and spam high-damage area attacks with barely any cooldowns. And they're right. Some of these fights feel tuned to waste your time or force you to play ultra defensively for long stretches. Dodging is basically mandatory, and there's no blocking system except for a limited projectile parry. The dodge itself can feel a bit unreliable, especially when bosses have attacks that track you or turn mid-animation. This design choice is going to split the audience. If you love tough-as-nails boss fights where learning patterns and precise timing are key, you'll love it. But if you want a chill experience, you're gonna hate it. There's no difficulty slider, so you can't turn the heat down. This game expects you to get good, and if you don't have the time or patience for that, you're gonna bounce off hard. It's also fair to say that progression feels a bit uneven. Multiple reviewers pointed out that even after leveling up, increasing defense or mana feels almost pointless. Enemies can still cancel your attacks or spells with a single hit, and bosses don't seem to care how tanky you are. That makes the RPG side of things feel undercooked, like you're not really getting meaningfully stronger, just unlocking more moves you have to learn to master. Outside of combat, exploration is beautiful but limited. The maps look huge, but they're surprisingly linear, with lots of invisible walls. There's no in-game map at all, which makes you really comb every corner or risk missing side bosses and key items. That can be immersive for some, annoying for others. And there are technical hiccups. Even people on PS5 and high-end PCs report occasional frame rate drops, input lag, or weird graphical glitches, especially in water and particle-heavy areas. Nothing game-breaking for most, but enough to remind you this isn't a mega-budget AAA title. Despite these issues, there's a lot of love and care here. The boss fights, for all their difficulty spikes and cheap-feeling moves, are undeniably memorable and often spectacular. Optional super bosses in later chapters exist purely to test the most dedicated players, and some of them are stunningly designed. Even people who ultimately hated the game's difficulty often admit the storytelling and world building are top-notch. It's not just pretty, but thoughtfully made, with music that elevates the whole experience, traditional, dramatic, and just perfectly matched to the mood. So let's be real, is Black Myth Wukong worth buying? If you're the kind of gamer who loved Sekiro, Nioh, Elden Ring, this is an easy yes. It's not quite as polished, but it delivers those same highs. Learning a boss, dying over and over, finally beating them, and feeling like an absolute god. The art, The lore, the combat depth, it's all here for you. If you're looking for a fun, relaxing experience you can button mash through after work, honestly, don't do it. This game will eat you alive. I also wouldn't call it Game of the Year material. There are too many rough edges, but for the price, it's an incredibly ambitious, beautiful, and rewarding experience for the right audience. Bottom line, Black Myth Wukong is an experience that's easy to recommend, but only to the right kind of player. If you're up for the challenge, you're going to remember it for a long time.